So currently, I'm working on a bunch of video essays that are long and complicated, meaning they're taking a long time for me to complete. Sorry about that, but in the meantime, I figured I'd throw together a quick little rare recommendation video. Remember those? You probably don't because they got like no views. So I'm going to do this a little different this time, and instead of recommending one film, I'm going to recommend a bunch of them. I'm going to give you a list. Hopefully, this will attract more than 20 viewers. Now, I might as well start my pretentious filmmakery artsy list out with the film that basically says, well, it kind of is like both a mockery of art and also an example of it in its rarest form. It's like no other film you'll ever see. It's sort of a documentary, sort of not. It's very, very experimental. It was made by Orson Welles. I'm sure that's a name you've all heard. It was released in 1977. And honestly, it's it's kind of perfect that this ended up being the final film of the great Orson Welles, the legendary Goliath, who made what many consider to be one of the best pieces of art of all time. You'll see what I mean when you watch it, but to give you a little bit of info about it, it's a documentary about an art forger who copies famous paintings. But it's also about so much more than this. It attacks and analyzes the foundations of creativity. It questions what makes art valuable, or whether it even has any value to begin with.
I never offered a painting or a drawing to a museum who didn't buy it, that never refused one. Never.
I went round to the art galleries with a catalog which included a great many paintings. I would say, this is a fake. And the art gallery owner would say, well, yes, of course. I mean, you can see it's a fake because Modigliani would never have drawn the line of the arm parallel to the line of the dress that way. And the background is very badly done and the signature isn't right. In the next gallery, I would show them this Modigliani in the catalog and say, that's a genuine Modigliani. And they would look at it and say, well, yes, you can see it's one of his finest Modiglianis. After that, I must say I lost my faith in the concept of expertise.
Our father, Adam, sat under the tree and scratched with a stick in the mold. And the first rude sketch that the world had seen was joy to his mighty heart, till the devil whispered behind the leaves. It's pretty, but is it art?
It's pretty, but is it art? Well, how is it valued?
The value depends on opinion. Opinion depends on the experts. A faker like Elmire makes fools of the experts, so who's the expert? Who's the faker?
First Reformed is my next pick for this little list. It's from 2017, so it's only a few years old, which is surprising. I would assume, with how terrible most new-ish movies are, that a film this incredible would stand out and tower above the rest. But for some reason, no one really talked about it when it came out. It was written and directed by Paul Schrader, the same guy who wrote Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, and the same guy who wrote and directed Light Sleeper. And there's a lot of those movies in this film, but Schrader puts a lot of other stuff in this film too, the sort of stuff I'd never expect from him. This film deals with characters and themes in a way that I never thought a director like Schrader would be capable of. And I'm not knocking him, like I really, really liked him before, but now I hold him on an entirely different level. Saying this film is his most mature film, it just doesn't do it justice. Schrader he's channeling Tarkovsky here. It's his greatest film, truly. And of course, Ethan Hawke giving an amazing performance as always is just the cherry on top.
Hope and despair. A life without despair is a life without hope. Holding these two ideas in our head is life itself.
Can God forgive us? For what we've done to this world?
Who can know the mind of God?
I really don't want to say much about the story to this film because I don't want to spoil a thing. So please, just take my word for it and go in blind. Just watch it. It's perfect. And please, don't watch the trailer before you watch it either. It spoils so much. Just trust me and watch this one as soon as you can. Oh, and I plan on making a full video essay dedicated to this film also. So, if not for any other reason, give it a watch so you can follow along. When's the last time you felt like total shit? Well, if it's been too long for you and you're looking for a quick way to get back there, I strongly suggest the 1984 film Threads. It's a realistic portrayal of what would happen to people during a nuclear war. And when I say realistic, I mean realistic. It is shocking and tragic and gut-wrenching. It's meant to be a cautionary tale. That's why the movie was made, to tell people, hey, nukes are bad. And I guess this message does seem a little unnecessary, when it comes to nuclear bombs. I'm sure everyone watching this knows that it would totally suck to be the victim of a nuclear bomb. But, however agonizing you think the experience would be, I can promise you it's worse. It's like 1,000,000 times worse.
Everybody all right? Mother?
This movie, it's heartbreaking. The main reason I don't really plan on making a full video essay for this film is it's just too painful to watch. But I guess this is one of the film's many strengths. It makes it uncomfortable, effective, which is why everyone should see it. Speaking of nuclear bombs, you should watch Alain René's Hiroshima My Love, or Hiroshima Mon Amour. Its original title. If you like the really old artsy stuff, the French New Wave stuff, well then this recommendation is probably useless to you because you've most likely seen this movie. To those that haven't, then change that. It's really good. It's groundbreaking, it's emotional, and it's so dense. It says so much with so little. It's bursting with questions about the reliability of time, yet fragility of memory. It's about scars, love, loss, identity. It's a work of genius. There's no other way to put it.
J'ai eu chaud, place de la Paix.
I'd love to make an analysis of Hiroshima Mon Amour, but honestly, I don't know if I should because plenty of others have done far better jobs than I ever could. What I'll do, at least for now, is leave a link in the description to one of my favorite video essays on the film. So, after you finish watching Hiroshima Mon Amour, check this video essay out. Alright, my final film, final recommendation. I've saved the best for last. It's Sidney Lumet's 1976 masterpiece, Network. And yes, again, like so many others, I'll likely do a thorough analysis of this film. But for right now, I'll just say it's a beautiful critique of profit-driven broadcasting, of groupthink, of populism, and so much more. And it's just so ahead of its time in all of these topics that it explores. And again, it's Sidney Lumet. If you enjoy any of his more popular films, like Dog Day Afternoon or 12 Angry Men or Serpico, I promise you, you'll love this one too.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
All right, So those are 5 sort of rare but not really that rare movies that I've seen that maybe you haven't, that maybe you'll think are as good as I do once you do see them, or maybe you'll hate them. I don't know, this whole art thing is all bullshit anyway, right? I don't know, is it? Well, according to Orson Welles, I still don't know exactly what he was saying, but I think that's exactly what he wants me to think he's saying. I don't know. Just watch it for yourself and it'll make sense. I mean, it won't make sense, but you might as well try, right? That's all I'm doing. Okay, yeah, that's it. It seems I've run out of words.